awesome. Absolutely awesome. So I guess in talking about sparkling wine, people will sometimes get a little bit nervous about opening the bottle.
Yes, I can see that too.
Or they think, okay, I've got my champagne. Who do I shoot it at? No, don't shoot it at anyone. You're gonna take someone's eye out. Don't hurt anyone.
I don't want to experience that at all.
No, so Samuel, do you want to show everyone how to open up a bottle of sparkling wine?
What? Sure. So this might not be perfect, if I recall. So in most bubbly wines or champagne wines, they also say to you, oh, you want to find it. You know, if you can't find it, you can just rip it, but just rip easily around, like what I just did right there, and you pull around. Now, this is like when you're dining and be all funny and stuff because you want to keep this part on, but you don't have to. You can just take it all off. Okay? Afterwards, what I do, I try to hold this down, that way it doesn't cut me, you know, when I'm trying to turn it. Secondly, there's always a knob for you to unwind, which is right here. Let me see, I'm going to put it down. Boom. Then you want to take your thumb and you press here to avoid what she's talking about, the pop. You can pop in your face, okay? So I grip here. Again, I press this down so it doesn't cut me. So I grip, thumb down, and then I give room, then I turn. Okay, you don't have to apply much pressure, okay? Then you move it away from your face, or you can do this, and you want to slightly take this part off. Away from your face, okay? And away from, point it up in the air, okay? Good. After which, again, the reason why I put this down, you want to firm hand, pull down, and a 360. And now, as you turn, you feel the compression. You feel it want to come. It wants to come out. Oh, okay.
There you go. Look, you got it. It didn't shoot out. Needed to, yeah.
And voila. See?
There you go. There you go.
So right off the bat, I can smell aromas. I can smell like all that fruit. Yeah.
Nice.
But, sorry.
No, by all means. So, with that being said, so let's say you order a bottle of wine, sparkling wine at a restaurant. You know, the server will come up to you and you know, they'll present you the bottle. The server or the sommelier. The sommelier is, if the restaurant has a sommelier, they're the person who's designated to present bottles. Otherwise, your server will come up to you and present the bottle. They'll say, you know, this is the Stella de Bossi 2015 Chianti Classico, and you might be like, okay. So that looks, yeah, I think, what? Like, so I mean, the presentation process can be a little bit daunting and confusing. You're like, what do I do here? What's my cue? What's my line? Why are they pouring it into my glass? Well, what do I do? Why am I doing this? Who made this my job? So when you order a bottle of wine at the restaurant, you as the person who ordered the wine is designated to taste it, unless of course you're like, oh no, actually I'd love for this person to taste it instead. But believe me, going up to a table, as you know, having been on the other side of the table, being like, here's your wine, it's like, not me. Yeah,
I didn't order it.
You're like, I'm gonna drink this wine. Try it. So the reason they're showing you the bottle and telling you the year or the vintage, as we like to call it, is because they want to make sure that they're presenting you the right bottle, because they're going to be cracking up in a bottle for you. And they, you know, what if you're just like, oh man, I heard the 2015 vintage was really good, but you're showing me the 2016. I haven't heard really good things about it, or like, you know, this isn't the one that I've had before. I don't know if I want it. That's your opportunity to be like, oh, I'm, you know, I think that this is actually not the bottle that I ordered. So that gives you an opportunity to be like, yes, great, that's exactly what I wanted. Now, you know, the server will go and open it. This is my already open bottle of wine.
I did that part.
Yes. So they go and they pour a little bit into your glass, right? Maybe about that much. And you're like, okay, so I do the
whole game.
what do I do? So the reason that they're pouring this into your glass isn't for you to taste it and say, no, I don't think I like this wine after all. It's not a matter of, saying, oh, I like this kind of wine, or I don't like it. When you are smelling it, you are smelling it to ensure there are no flaws in the wine. Now, this wine had a cork in it, right? So cork can be affected by TCA, which is trichloroanisole, which is in essence something that will affect the tree, because cork comes from trees, 70% of which the cork is in the world is produced in Portugal, actually. So if your wine smells like soggy cardboard in a moldy basement, that means that the wine is what we refer to as corked. And I'm not talking about like there was a cork in the bottle. I mean that the TCA has affected the wine and has tainted it. So you're just like, oh, that's stinky. Like, and it's one thing if it's like, oh, it kind of smells like fresh hay in barnyard. Like that's a common aroma, but that if it smells like Band-Aids and wet cardboard, you'd be like, I think this wine might be corked. And so that's why you're actually smelling it. They're not expecting you to give them tasting notes. That's not why you're doing it.
Right.
So, you get a whiff, you swirl your glass, right? The reason you're doing that is to get the air into it so that you can catch the aromas. And also if it's corked, it's gonna make it more obvious that there's something funky, not good funky about this wine. So when this is being done, you are proving the wine. You're saying, yes, this is a good bottle. This is not tainted. We're good to drink this. Thank you for letting me check. So that's why, that's why that process is done. So for anyone who's like, I don't know why I'm going through this whole thing, just pour me my wine. That's what it is. Because we on the restaurant side, we want to make sure that you're getting like good stuff, not
right.
like weird stinky stuff. So
right.
Yes.
Now, I think I recall they say another reason why the act, which is what you just said, of course, another reason why you smell it too is because they say on an average 1 in every 100 bottles may go bad, or 1 in every, I forgot the number. The one.
Yeah. So for a while, I want to say maybe 10 years ago, the figure that I heard was that 1 in every 12 bottles was corked. But more recently, you're looking at maybe on average about every 3-ish cases can be like 1 bottle will be corked. And even then, like, just because the wine isn't necessarily corked, maybe the cork didn't seal very well and air has gotten into the wine, and that means that it is not what it should be, right? The idea is to keep the wine as is, in essence, as much as you can, by sealing it with one of our cork friends. So yeah, I'd say like every few cases there's a corked bottle. Luckily, technology has become more advanced and more widespread amongst wineries. So they'll have really high-end testing, machines, facilities to ensure that the cork that they're putting in their bottles is TCA free as far as they can tell, so that they don't have defective bottles.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.